So hey guys, we're glad you clicked on the Zappar code to see more information about She's Got Moxxie April issue. We're here with Kim Ferguson, who is of course the founder and the owner of Kim's Pharmacy in Waynesville. And one of the awesome reasons that we picked her is because ultimately she has Moxxie. Now if you don't know what the full definition of Moxxie is, I can pretty much give you this information. It's a very small word with a very big meaning. So lots of women can fit into different compartments. The reason why I chose Kim is because of her determination. That's a big aspect of having Moxxie. So we're gonna kind of get started with that. So this isn't really to talk about, you know, Kim's Pharmacy necessarily. This is to talk about you. So one of the things that I would love to know about you is one of the biggest fears that you've had in life that you have not overcome.
Hold on, man. You didn't tell me you were gonna hit me. Hold on. No.
That's okay. She's gonna edit.
Hold on. I know. I didn't know you were gonna hit me with this.
Do you think we're gonna talk about Kim's Pharmacy?
No, I wouldn't expect that one out of the gate.
I mean, I can start simpler.
No. Let me. Hold on. Give me a second.
Yeah.
One of the biggest fears you haven't overcome. I mean, you know, usually I'll have one of those real quick, smart-ass comments right back.
Interviews. Interviews.
There you go. Interviews. Public speaking up in front of an audience with a microphone. Small crowds, I'm good, but don't put me up in front of people.
So is it just the microphone?
No, it's just standing up there with everybody looking at you.
Yeah.
So I was the presenter at Altrusa today, and you know, we're sitting at the table, small group of people that I know, I'm great. Standing up there in front of people, I don't know what it is. That's it.
So what if you were talking about CBD oil, which is something you're very passionate about right now? Can you not just kind of like wire yourself? There's no zone that you can get in because you just know there's a huge audience out there.
Just a huge audience.
So how are you practicing to overcome?
And the microphone, neither one.
I mean, if there was a huge opportunity, I mean, how would you need to like, how do you think you would overcome that?
We'll start with small groups first, which I'm
with a microphone. Kind of like bring the microphone with you throughout all the stages.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you could just
mic drop.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm gonna hold you to it.
Come back to this one. Damn, girl, you should have given me a script so I could have practiced.
That is what's so great about doing this so candidly, is there is no script, so I get to see you like totally raw.
You should have made me do it. I've been like, so how was your day?
It's been swell, Jennifer. How about yours?
I know, that's what we do.
Oh my God, it took me 8 hours just to edit the first 30 seconds of this.
I'm sorry, I'll quit. That's what you get for asking me that.
Maybe you should stop and re-record so you can take the video.
No such thing. Can you please turn the air on though? Because I'm like sweating.
We don't need this.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so talk to me a little bit about finding your husband then, and kind of what that journey was. I mean, you guys have been married for how long?
We've been married for, oh God, 28 years.
Okay.
High school sweethearts.
Are you really?
Yeah, we were set up on a blind date. Went to the drive-in movie theater here in Waynesville, the one
that used to be here.
Yeah, the one that used to be here, to watch Porky's. And if everybody remembers that movie from the 1980s.
You talking about the animated?
No, not animated. No.
Oh.
Okay, we won't go through that one. But it's, you know, anyway, it's not a movie you take a first date on.
Okay.
We just met through my cousin, we'll put it that way. But yes, 16 years old. So
you're 16 and you guys have been married 28 going on.
28 years.
Going on, wow.
29, yeah.
So what is it about him that grounds you? Because you seem to be just extremely independent, you know, very kind of focused, like, not necessarily, it takes a different, what I'm going to say, it takes a different man to pin a woman like you down.
Yeah.
So what is it about him that grounds you?
He's just really easygoing and kind of, I hate to say it, he kind of goes along with
the flow.
With the flow. Very supportive though.
Yeah.
Very supportive, but doesn't get in there and he can deal with a strong woman. A lot of guys can't do that, and he does.
Agreed.
So, bless his heart, he does.
Bless his heart.
Because it's not easy every day with somebody like me with a whole lot of irons in the fire and
at all times.
Yeah.
So if you had to describe your childhood growing up, right, and compare it to a Disney movie, what would that be?
A Disney movie? Probably The Lion King. No, seriously, just an animal. You know, if I didn't go into pharmacy, my other thing that I was thinking about was vet. So just, you know, an animal lover and into all kinds of animal stuff.
Yeah.
My dad was a wildlife biologist, so we always had as many encyclopedias as we had around. We had books of animals, and so.
Well, and you're a phenomenal photographer.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of your other photos other than the ones that you have up in the pharmacy, and they are all of animals.
They are.
So
yeah.
you definitely have a magnetism to that. So with that being said, what is your spirit animal?
Penguin.
Okay, walk me through that.
You'd have to walk. Because they're funny. They're funny. I mean, seriously, if you've seen them, you know which videos I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I know how penguins walk, but how does that make it your spirit animal?
They're just so funny. They're funny. I like to have fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think
Don't take
that?
yourself too seriously.
Do you think people looking at you from the outside that don't really know you would see you in that light?
I don't know. It depends on whether you're.
Whether you're an employee or not.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, you know, I like to have a good time, but I can get serious when the time comes down to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, spirit animal? I don't know. Yeah, penguin.
Well, we go from the Lion King to a penguin, so they're night and day.
Well, but Lion King, just the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not really the movie itself, because I don't really watch Disney. No kids.
No kids.
Yeah.
So, okay, so kind of, you know, looking forward, I mean, you know, you've got your new pharmacy that's being developed, if you will. What do you, I mean, did you always know that you were going to grow up and do this? Like, do you remember, like, the moment in your head where you were like, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to open my own pharmacy?
No.
So from a younger age, like...
Well, I had an uncle who was a pharmacist, and so I knew I always wanted to be in healthcare, and I knew I wanted
Because of growing up with an uncle?
He was in pharmacy. My mom worked for a doctor here in town back in the old days when they called them the doctor's nurse. She was a medical assistant nowadays, but, you know, the doctor's nurse. So, you know, just growing up around medical, I felt like I wanted to be in medical. And then my uncle kept telling me from a young age, you really ought to think about pharmacy, you ought to think about pharmacy, and I just, you know, eventually thought, okay, well, you know, as I mentioned, I like the animals. I thought about vet, but I didn't think I would want to see them all, you know, hurt or anything, so I didn't think I could handle that part of it. And then just kind of, you know, started looking more and more at pharmacy, and it fit for me, and, you know, I always knew I was an entrepreneur and wanted to own a store. Pretty much from the get-go, I knew that. It just took a long time to actually get there.
So what's one of the craziest things you've ever done?
I would say two things.
Okay.
And again, involving an animal. I did a shark dive with the with the sharks in South Africa when you're in a cage.
Yeah.
And then I say that's probably the craziest thing. Probably one of the funnest things we've ever done was we did a dive with the manta rays in Hawaii one year.
Wow.
Those were pretty cool.
So you like diving?
Yeah, I haven't done it in a long time, but it was a blast.
So somebody asked me this question a long time ago, and I struggled with it. And it's a weird question, but the question was, if I had to choose a way to die, would it either be drowning or would it be by fire?
Oh, jeez.
What would you choose, being that you've had that experience underwater?
I'd go with the drowning, I guess. I'm not sure. I have nobody. You have a stranger set of friends than I do.
It wasn't a friend, it was a random guy that I was on an airplane with. And
Really?
yeah, I was like,
Okay.
well, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, neither one, please, thank you.
Okay.
But I guess the drowning one.
So what's your superpower? What's your superpower?
Superpower. Dude.
I mean, everybody has a superpower, Kim, whether they know it or not. What's yours?
I don't know. I think you should ask somebody else what my superpower is. I don't have a clue, man. No, I don't. What's your superpower? Let's turn the tables.
Manifestation.
Manifestation.
Quickly.
Manifest that shit.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I would say that you have you call bullshit.
Well, I'm real and
Yeah.
honest, you know.
But I think in today's day and age, we have to. There's this societal thinking of tiptoeing,
Oh, yeah. No, and I don't normally conform to any of that, and sometimes I don't tell you what you want to hear, but sometimes I tell you what, what's true.
You need to hear,
But,
right.
And it's not always easy. It's not easy to have those conversations with your staff or with your friends or with your family, but, you better have them rather than, going the other route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if that's a superpower, but
what's your thinking about the process of, because you've done it and so you've conquered your dream of owning your own store, which you clearly had when you were very little. So share with me, how many steps do you feel there are in creating a reality?
2,
Okay, what are they?
dream it and do it.
Dream it and do it.
Yeah.
So why do you think most people don't?
Afraid of failure.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably the biggest one, and just not knowing how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of resources, no matter what you get into, to figure out how to do it. It's the step. The first step is just dreaming it. What is it you want to do, and throw it out there, so people can
Throw
see
it out where?
Just out there, so people can kind of, I don't want to say hold you accountable to it, but support you.
Mm-hmm.
But once you say it out loud, then you kind of follow up on it.
Right.
So I think that's the first part.
So I'm with you. I believe that there's 3, and I think you actually touched on 3.
Yeah.
And first is the idea.
Yeah.
You have to have the idea. The
Yep.
second is talking about it, sharing
Yeah.
your idea, getting feedback, getting people to cock block you or
Yeah.
talk your idea down. And the third part, which is where I think probably 95, if not 98% of people don't move, is the action.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
And so it's so awesome just to, kind of have a testimony of someone.
You can't fail if you don't do it, right? So
True.
You can't fail if you don't do it. It's the fear every time.
We were interviewing somebody else last night, and he was like, one of his taglines was, if I'm going to be damned, I'm going to be damned doing it. And I loved it,
I'm going to be damned. I'm going to be damn good.
So, okay, so kind of, what is, other than like owning your store and being successful in that industry and having a successful marriage and being this amazing photographer, you're clearly traveling the world quite a bit and fulfilling those dreams. What else is out there that you want?
Well, I've already got my second store. So that would be, kind of, I don't want to say a check mark, because none of them are check marks, but, if you're sitting there going, what are the things I'd like to do, that would have been the next one, and we're there, but, kind of grow both of those into, something more that they are in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And then just continue to travel and see the world. That's kind of really, the big passion of mine.
Where's the next stop?
Oddly enough, I don't have one planned right now, which is kind of weird.
So you're like totally stressing?
Yeah. Actually, I take that back. I do have one. I have a trip in October with my travel host agency, because I can book travel and plan travel, and that's probably that's where I'm going to go once, I'm not going to say once I quit or once I get out of pharmacy, but
Right.
I think one of my strengths or superpowers would be having the vision for the stores and getting the right people in the place to do those.
Yeah.
And realizing that probably the hardest part of the last 11 years of owning a store is realizing that I don't have to be the one doing all of the work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's tough for somebody who's spent 11 years doing it.
Which is such a small amount of time, really.
It is.
It's so small of an amount of time.
It is, but just realizing that those guys are better at doing it than I am.
Yeah.
That my goal, or not my goal, but my job is to be the leader and the visionary of knowing where we need to be going, not being the one doing every bit of it every step of the way. So it's just kind of
Putting the right people on the right bus in the right seats at the right time and letting them
there you
drive
go.
it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need to be the one driving it, washing it,
So clearly,
changing the tires on it.
So I mean, clearly you have the ability to kind of stronghold when necessary, but then also the capability of letting go.
Yeah, and that took a while to get to that.
Yeah.
But you have to get the right people first. And so I will say the one thing that the last 2 years of owning my second store has taught me, because I'm not there every day, it's taught me that somebody else can do it and do it better than me. So they could probably do this one as well as me too. I just got to get the right, you know, enough people in there and enough of the right people in there to do it, to let them do what they do best, which is take care of our customers.
So what's your fairy tale ending? What's at the end of all of this? Where do you go?
The bucket list, man.
Yeah.
You know, the bucket list trips. Everybody's got one.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to call it the bucket list, but that's what it is. I just call it the list.
The list.
The list. Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. You know, just keep doing what we're doing. You know, and I think the one thing is, as we get older, that we maybe take for granted is our health. You know, so you know, hopefully having the health to be able to do all of that.
So what's, I know you're a big, and we'll wrap up here, but I know you're a big, huge promoter of shopping and doing business local.
I am.
That is, if you're passionate about one thing, it is absolutely that.
Absolutely.
So, you know, what would be, like, how do we kind of put that into an elevator pitch? And be nice about it.
You know, I would just, I mean, it's more along just, you know, do business with your neighbors and your friends and your coworkers and your, you know, what happens when we shop at, you know, big box stores, chains, whatever you want to call them, you know, the money goes to a corporate office somewhere, you know, and I don't have to name them. They're in Arkansas and they're in Rhode Island and, you know, they're in Chicago, just saying, you know, but, you know, my corporate office is, you know, on Russ Avenue over here, and, you know, we're constantly supporting other businesses, just this, not other businesses, other small businesses, but other nonprofits in the area. Just this weekend we were at Bowl for Kids' Sake, you know, for the Big Brothers Big Sisters program here in Haywood County. You know, I got to tell you, I didn't see any of the big box pharmacies there.
Right.
So I think if anything is just trying to get people to think about, make a conscious decision about where they spend their money, and you know, put it into somewhere that gives back to the community in large numbers. And the last tally I had, you know, it was over $25,000 that we've done through loads of different loads of different organizations. So
that's incredible.
that's in 11 years. But yeah, you know, and you can call it advertising or sponsorship or whatever you want to call it, but it's, you know,
it's money out of your business
money out of
into
my
the
business
community.
into that community
Sure.
for
A good
whatever
cause.
fundraiser or cause that it is.
Right,
And
right.
so, you know, I don't know that those guys can say that same. They might do it in their local community wherever their corporate office is,
Doubtful.
but it's not here in Haywood County.
Right.
That I do know.
So kind of final words to, you know, being a part of this kind of experience and moving forward, and you know, we see all this new development that's coming to Haywood County. We see the growth that's expanding out here, which is all super exciting. What's kind of your expectation with Haywood County as a whole?
Well, I mean, I think that we've a long time been called a bedroom community for Asheville, and you know, nobody wants to be that. It's somebody who's
Right.
You know, I'm born and raised here, so we're a whole lot more than a bedroom community for Asheville. We're our own identity. You know,
Absolutely.
from when I introduce myself, and I go to pharmacy conferences and just conferences and a lot of travel everywhere. They say, "Where are you from?" And I say Waynesville, North Carolina, and they're like, "Where is that?" And I'm say, "It's where the Smokies meet the Blue Ridge." That's where I start. So, and then we kind of go.
And then do they shut up and they're like, "Oh wow,
Oh, it's beautiful there." You know? So yeah, you know.
I gotcha. Awesome, babe. Thank you so much for being with me today. I appreciate it. Guys, we hope you enjoyed this little interview. Get to know Kim a little bit deeper, other than, you know, just having her kind of serve you your medication and taking care of your health on the other side of the counter. So she's real, she's awesome, she's here to stay, and we hope you enjoy it. Have an awesome day.
Shop local.
Shop local. Local pharmacies. Thank you, baby.
Sorry.